Hello everybody, we're here at Amway's Founders Council in London, and I'm with Amway's Chief Operating Officer, Mike Cazer. Mike, welcome.
Hello.
Mike, this event brings together the top Amway business owner leaders from around the world and the top executive leaders in the company together. What do you want to see accomplished this week?
Well, it's a great week, and I must tell everyone how excited I am here to be in London at our Experience Center and with the biggest leaders in the world. There's so much energy here in the room throughout the week. We are celebrating the success of some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, people who have started businesses from scratch, and through their hard work and partnership with Amway, they built amazing businesses. So that's the first thing we're doing, is we're celebrating what they've achieved. We're also spending time talking about Amway, and we've got a great business, but we're finding ways to make it even better. So we're having great meetings throughout the week, finding what we can do together as partners to build even stronger businesses. It's awesome.
Hey Mike, last year we introduced a new strategy globally called Amway Next, which kind of looks ahead at the next 10 years. What progress has been made of that strategy in your opinion?
You know, Amway Next is really centered on ABO's success. We've built the whole program around our ABOs and helping them achieve their goals. And so in order to accomplish this, we've built 3 pillars. The first and the overarching pillar is to create a winning total experience for our ABOs. And we've made good progress there. We've made real advancements, real strides in our digital and e-commerce platforms. We've launched exciting new products, and we're investing in the infrastructure to make sure that Amway has the capability to grow strongly over the next decade. We're also investing in tools to further strengthen our partnership, training platforms to make sure that our leaders can build strong, healthy, sustainable businesses, and so that they can help develop the ABOs within their organization. We've made a lot of progress, but I'll be the first to admit, as much as progress we've made, we've got a long way to go. So we've got a lot of exciting work ahead.
Right. Mike, you travel to markets all over the world. You see it all. Where do you see examples of Amway Next in action where we're making progress?
I do travel a lot. It's one of the great parts about my job. I spend a lot of time in the field with our ABOs and with our staff, and they are making a lot of progress, and I see Amway Next happening. When I go to Korea, so many of the exciting ideas in Amway Next came from markets like Korea, and you can see it in how they're developing commercial innovations. They're taking products like Artistry Signature Solution and having our ABOs be value creators that help us take our products and find solutions to help their customers, in this case, be even more beautiful. I see it happening in Japan, where they're taking commercial innovations to articulate the benefits of the world's best nutrition products in Nutrilite, and making sure that they can communicate that effectively to their customers. I see it when I go to China. We've just launched the Amway Botanical Research Center. It's a traditional Chinese or Asian medicine center in Wuxi, China, and we are developing state-of-the-art traditional Chinese medicine, which is mixing both the best of the East and the best of the West in new, exciting Nutrilite products. It's happening everywhere. And then there's e-commerce tools. I mentioned China, lots going on there. We're seeing AA online studios. We've had more than 200,000 of our distributors in China working with us to build their own online studios. It's happening across the world.
Mike, you mentioned that investment in China, for example, and it seems that Amway is continuously investing in initiatives that benefit our business owners. In your opinion, what is Amway's philosophy when it comes to investing in growth?
Oh, it's a top priority for us. As we look at how are we positioning our ABOs for success, we prioritize spending money in areas that's going to help them build long-term sustainable businesses. And there are big price tags associated with that, but ones we're happy to pay. We are just completing a more than $330 million investment in research, development, and manufacturing capacity around the world to make sure that our ABOs have the state-of-the-art products and manufactured in the highest quality manufacturing plants around the world. That's one example. Another one is the new Amway Botanical Research Center that I mentioned earlier. It's incredible. We've built beautiful gardens, but it's more than an experience center. We're doing state-of-the-art research on the botanicals in traditional Chinese medicine. We're identifying the compounds that work, and we're developing traditional Chinese medicine products for our ABOs in China and eventually around the world so that they can have even more exciting news and products to share and sell to their customers.
Hey, Mike, we're sitting here in this wonderful London Experience Center, right here downtown London. Amway invests in physical presence facilities all over the world, from storefronts such as this to even smaller facilities to very large ones. What is Amway's physical presence strategy?
You know, physical presence is really important to Amway, and because it's important to our ABOs, it gives them the confidence to share with other people the products that we have, and in these situations appropriate, the business opportunity that we have. It's one thing to talk about things that they may see in a magazine or on the internet, but it's a whole different experience when you can come in and see the high quality products and the digital tools and support that our ABOs will get. The center here in London is fantastic, but it's just one example. We've got incredible physical presence around the world, and we're investing to rejuvenate it, to make it even better. We've got a great strategy in China. We call it the online to offline strategy, where we're marrying the online world with e-commerce and mobile tools with a really exciting Amway Experience Centers, which is our physical presence. Bringing the two together, we think gives our ABOs an unparalleled competitive advantage.
Mark, a philosophical question for you. There's a bit of a shift in the way the business world views failure. Give us an example how you think Amway has failed successfully.
That's a terrific question. I think failure is so important as a process of accomplishing great things. In fact, last night I was talking with some of our ABO leaders, and I referenced a quotation by one of my heroes, Winston Churchill. And I'll try to remember it. It went, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. What counts is the courage to continue." And I think that sums up what our attitude has to be about failure. Whenever you're going to try to accomplish something worthwhile, you will fail. What matters is that you pick yourself up, you learn from it, and you keep going. And that's what our ABOs do every day. And we're trying to enliven the culture within Amway to more effectively take risks, experiment, fail, but learn from it, correct it, and move forward together. We've had failures in the past. You can see it sometimes in some of our product launches weren't quite the hits that we wanted, but we're learning to embrace that and to learn from it. And I think it's exciting. And as we in the company learn to understand, embrace risk-taking, which is part and part of success, we're going to fail more, and I'm okay with that.
You've been at 5 years at Amway now, after spending time in some of the biggest global companies in the world, such as most recently General Electric. What is special about Amway to you? What makes you want to come to work every day?
I have had the most fun of my career over the last 5 years. This is such a special culture. I've loved work throughout my life. I've been working for nearly 30 years, as you said, most of it with GE, which is a wonderful company, and I learned a ton. But Amway is special. It's unique. I think it starts with our values. You know, we know we have the founders' fundamentals and the values that are so dear to Amway. Maybe you could summarize it by saying Amway is all about people. We put people at the very center of the business equation. It's how we help them live better lives. It's how we help them achieve their dreams. It's how we work together. I love that about Amway. We value every individual. And in fact, that's our bottom line. It's not an earnings number or a revenue target. It's helping each individual be successful in the Amway business. In my mind, that's what makes us special.
And over the last 5 years, Mike, what shifts have you seen at Amway, and what things do you think we've got better at?
You know, Amway has changed even in the just the short 5 years that I've been here. And I say that it's amazing. I can't believe I've been here already 5 years. The time has flown by. But I can see we're getting better in important areas. One of the aspects of Amway Next that we talked about is taking a culture that is terrific, but evolving it and making it even better. We talked about being more focused, fast, and fun. And I'll focus on focus. This is something that I've really seen us get better at. We used to probably try to be all things to all people. Because we love people, we never want to let them down. But as a result, we spread ourselves awfully thin. And sometimes it's difficult to really move forward what's essential to help them succeed. But over the last several years, I'm seeing us get better at it. I can see it in a couple of important areas. One is how we've been able to launch Amway Next and advance these initiatives in a relatively short period in time, and how we've been able to do that by prioritizing these areas and reducing our investment in areas which we used to think were important and still have value, but they're less important than the strategic imperatives contained within Amway Next. So I think focus is an area where we've made progress. We still have more to go, but we've made real progress over the last several years.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot a bit and tease that out a little bit. What do you think we should improve upon?
Well, there's something that comes right to mind. It's fast. I know we can be faster. In fact, I'll tell you, I know that we're too slow. So the challenge that we're taking as Amway staff is to operate at the speed of an ABO. The world is fast and it's getting faster, and our ABOs are living that experience every day. So as a company, we need to up our game with the speed with which we deliver solutions and value to our ABOs. That's the area that I really want to see us evolve and get better at in 2016 and beyond.
Mike, changing direction a little bit. Amway's a family-owned and operated business. How is that different from the public companies that you've worked for?
Oh, it's a huge advantage. In fact, one of the things that became very clear to me when I joined was the values that the founding families have and their commitment to this business is enduring. It's so strong, it's a given. I love it. The values of the families have infused and built the values of Amway. It makes us think about our business not in terms of a quarterly result or an annual result. It makes us think of our business in terms of generations. Generations of family members on both sides of the equation, including in our ABOs and the businesses that they're building. I want them to build strong, healthy businesses that their children can also benefit and enjoy and lead. And so as we think about Amway, we're not investing in the short term, we're thinking out decades and generations ahead to make sure that Amway is a force for good in the world for years and years and years to come.
Mike, you've spent a lot of time now with our ABOs, our business partners. What are the top 3 things that you think we can learn from our ABOs?
You know, I do spend a lot of time with the ABOs, and it's the best part of my job. There's so much positive energy that our ABOs and our ABOs leaders have, and there's so much that we can learn. I'll try to pick a few things. The first one I'll say is speed. I talked about it earlier in terms of something we need to get better at. Our ABOs are decisive, they move fast, they have a tremendous instinct for what works and an action orientation. That's part of what makes them so successful, and I think we can benefit from that. The second thing is leadership. Our ABO leaders are some of the best leaders I've encountered in my career. They know how to connect with people, they listen, they motivate, they care about the people in their organizations. And I'll say that's probably related to the third thing. It's part of Amway, but it's something that we need to continue to renew and revitalize. It's that focus on people. Our ABOs are very focused on helping the people in their organization be successful according to their goals. And I'd like us as a company to make sure we're continually focusing on helping understand what our ABOs want to achieve and helping deliver that.
Mike, Amway's built on the spirit of entrepreneurship, and we committed to fostering entrepreneurship around the world. Now, we have 19,000 employees around the world. How do you think this is important to them? Well, how is this relevant to our employees?
You know, entrepreneurship, it's a bread and butter value of Amway. It's part and parcel with free enterprise. It's something so close to our hearts, and it's an incredible fuel for our leaders. They're running their own businesses. So the challenge for us is to make sure that all of our 19,000 employees feel the connection to our ABOs and understand their role in helping our ABOs achieve their goals. And so what we're trying to do to make that happen is we're trying to make sure we have clear connectivity. We're bringing ABOs from around the world in to where our employees are, and they're talking about their challenges and their goals. And people are having both an intellectual connection to the ABOs in terms of, oh, I understand how my role supports them, but also that so important emotional bond where people are putting themselves in the shoes of our ABOs. And so when there are items that we do or things that we do that create any pain or frustration for our ABOs, they're quickly identified and fixed. So putting ourselves in the shoes of the ABOs, it's an important endeavor. In a sense, it's the fun part of being focused, fast, and fun. We're defining fun within Amway, not in terms of things like clowns and balloons and pizza parties, and those are all nice things, but we're defining fun as celebrating the success of our ABOs and the role that each employee in Amway, each staff plays in making that success a reality.
Mike, on a personal note, what does the entrepreneurial spirit mean to you personally? And have you ever engaged in an entrepreneurial venture?
The entrepreneurial spirit is deeply close to my heart. I've shared stories with some of our leaders about how my parents were serial entrepreneurs. I can't say they were the most successful entrepreneurs, but they tried more than a half a dozen different business ideas. The problem is they didn't find Amway. But I always tell I always say this, that of the ideas that came from my mom and my dad, the ideas that came from my mom tended to be the better ideas. But I was so inspired by watching them try and, to be honest, fail, that I wanted to try it myself. So when I was in high school, I started my own business. I started selling hot dogs on the street of my hometown in upstate New York. And it was an incredible experience. I had to get up, rain or shine, and get out there and meet my customers and deliver a high quality product. And it was frustrating and it was fun. And I made a good income in the job. But from that job, I got so much more than a good income. And the income was good. It helped me pay my way through school. But what I got, what really valued, was a deep love and respect for entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. Now, when I graduated from college, I went a different route. I went a corporate route. And after about 25 years, I found my way to Amway. And the inner entrepreneur in me exploded and came out. And now every day I get to work with entrepreneurs and help them build their businesses and achieve their goals. And it's the best feeling in the world.
Mike, final word. Why do you think the future is bright for Amway and our literally millions of ABOs around the world?
I am so confident in our future. For the first reason is we've got an incredible 60-year history of success. We're in a very good position right now where we've got a lot of our markets growing. We're investing in the future and things like Amway Next to make it even stronger. But the secret sauce of Amway, which is here today, it was there when Rich and Jay started the company in 1959, and it will be with us forever, are the enduring values of Amway. These values are so special. It's what sets us apart. We will never stray from these values. And as long as we have these, I am confident we will succeed. And the value that I probably cherish more than any other is the partnership between our ABOs and the company. When that partnership is strong, there is nothing we can't accomplish.
Mike Cazer, Chief Operating Officer for Amway, thank you very much.
Peter, it's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot.